away we go. Hey everybody, this is David Bradley from richmansgym.com, and this is the Rich Man's Gym Podcast, a personal development podcast dedicated to strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. So if you, like me, are looking to level up, expand, and then tap into your true potential, then you, my friends, you are in the right place. So thank you for being here. Let's get started. Also, hey, listen, if you're getting some value from the podcast, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And then if you find something that's juicy that you love, share that out into cyberspace so that other folks can benefit from it too. Don't be selfish, share it. And before we get too far into this thing, let us take a quick moment for a word from our sponsor. Today's episode of the Rich Man's Gym Podcast is brought to you by the My High Sauna Blanket. This is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world right now. If you are looking for ways to recover better from your workouts, detoxify your body faster, calm the mind and the spirit, burn extra calories, and maybe even improve your skin just a little bit, the My High Sauna Blanket is the way to go. I've been using it for several months now. If you go over to richmansgym.com/myhigh, MIHIGH, you can see a full video review of me talking about all the benefits of it and why I love it so much. And if you decide to buy one and you use that website, richmansgym.com/myhigh, MIHIGH, I get a little piece of the action. So thank you for that if you decide to do it. But I can't tell you enough about it. I absolutely freaking love it. Watch the video and it'll tell you more about that. Also, today's episode is also brought to you by my book, How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. This is a no-nonsense approach to you kicking the habit before the habit leads to you kicking the bucket. And if you thinking, yeah, I don't smoke, you got a habit you need to kick though? The techniques in this book is what I used to go from a pack and a half a day to back to the non-smoking section in 3 days. You can do it too. So if you got a habit you need to kick, these are the tools to get there. This is the mindset that you can implement to get to that place again. Trust me, it works. I know, I'm living proof. StopDon'tQuit.com is the website. That's StopDon'tQuit.com. Head on over to StopDon'tQuit.com. Where? StopDon'tQuit.com. Get yourself a copy. It's available on book format. It's available download, just regular digital, or it's on the Audible, or you can get some kind of nice little package for yourself. So today we're going to get into something very interesting and juicy. We're going to be talking about an article I stumbled on that my wife sent me, which is actually pretty cool, about is long-term exercise for depression and anxiety better than medication and or traditional talk therapy. So I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to dig deep on the article and go over a couple talking points from it. However, as promised, I'm going through CrossFit's Grace workout. If you check out the blog, richmansgym.com, you can get a little bit more on that, and I did a full-on episode about it recently. But I skipped it last week because I was a little under the weather, so I got back to it this week, and let me give you my time. Okay, just a couple rundowns. First time, I did it on the 16th, I got it 7 minutes, 24 seconds. Did it on the 23rd, got it in 7 minutes, 10 seconds, so we shaved some time. However, a little under the weather, came back March 9th, 7 minutes, 58 seconds. So next time I do it, the goal is to get sub 7 minutes. Don't ask me how yet, but I'm making a commitment to get under 7 minutes, but I'll report back to you on that next time we talk. Also, don't forget, got to throw the quote of the week on for you. This one's good. I like it. It's from my buddy Pavel Tsatsouline, and Russian strength and conditioning coach, Strong First. Go check out strongfirst.com if you're looking for some serious strength training. But here's the quote that Pavel gives us, and I want you to take this into the week with you. I will be taking this into my week with you. You do the same. Okay, you ready? Here it is. If you think you are only strong if you can lift a certain number, whatever that number is, you will feel pretty weak most of the time. Strength is not a data point. It's not a number. It's an attitude. Hot damn. That's good. Okay. So take an attitude of strength with you into the week. And now let's get into this business. Is long-term exercise for depression and anxiety better than medication and traditional talk therapy? Wow. Okay. Whew. That's the question. Okay. And the answer that is coming back may be surprising to you. What if it turned out that exercise for depression and anxiety is better than medication and traditional talk therapy? What if? Wow. Okay. Look, I mean, here's the deal. Not everyone wants to get medicated. Not everyone wants to just talk it out. Okay. So in a recent study of 97 reviews that included 1,039 trials with, mind you, 128,119 participants. That means 128,119 people participated in these studies. So the couple guys got together, and this was published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. Here's what they concluded. Physical activity is highly beneficial for improving symptoms of depression, anxiety, and distress across a wide range of adult populations, including the general population, people diagnosed with mental health disorders, and people with chronic disease. Physical activity should be a mainstay approach in the management of depression, anxiety, and psychological distress. So, yes, long-term exercise is better than medication and traditional talk therapy for depression and anxiety. Hold on, time out. Quick disclaimer, this does not, under any circumstances, mean that I'm going to sit here and advocate for you not seeking a qualified therapist and or based on your condition. No way am I suggesting that you don't need or shouldn't be on some kind of medication. What I am advocating for here, what I'm going to use this article for, is to make the point that you should not have to rely on or depend solely on any medication to solve your problem, or think that just because you go talk to someone once a week or have that Michael Phelps app downloaded on your phone that everything's going to be okay now. Getting through whatever it is that you're going through is going to require work, period. No quick fix. So when you realize that you struggle with things like anxiety and depression, or you find yourself with a legitimate real live health challenge that stresses your mental health, exercise needs to be a part of your recovery. Some of the conditions that the article found was that here's another quote, the largest benefits were seen in people with depression, HIV and kidney disease, and in pregnant and postpartum women, as well as healthy individuals. Additionally, the higher, this is where it gets really interesting, especially if you're already in decent shape. The higher the intensity of the physical activity, the greater the improvements in symptoms. Case in point, and from my own personal experience, exercise, and hard exercise at that, played a major role in helping me get off cigarettes and then a few years later, alcohol. When I was in the process of nicotine withdrawals, one of the things that I loved to do and was awesome, sucked in the beginning, but I got better at it, 50, 100-yard sprints. This was a thing that I put together to help reclaim my lung capacity. And then also to remind myself that if I keep this smoking thing up, I'm going to be as winded as I am right now after sprinting 100 yards, just trying to get off the couch and go to the bathroom to take a leak. Just sort of foreshadowing if you don't continue to stay stopped. Very motivating. And then in the early stages of my sobriety journey, Turkish get-ups and kettlebell swings and snatches were, and I do not use the term lightly here, they were a lifesaver. Okay, alcohol withdrawals can trigger panic attacks as your brain's GABA levels, they are all jacked up, they're out of whack. Literally thought I was dying. So I can't think of a better way to go than with a kettlebell in my hand. So I figured if I'm going with a bell. So I just work out. Literally just swing my way through the panic attack. Turkish get up my way through it. Kettlebell swings, snatches, burpees, sprints. I've staved off many an anxiety attack with those 4 exercises and drills. How does this work so well though? You know, like you start thinking like, well, we're going to keep this simple. I need to keep it simple. When you go out and you get after it, it improves your mentals in a couple different ways. During the exercise itself, and then right after all of that hard work, like all sorts of endorphins are getting fired off. Like remember when you were a little kid and you just run all day? How good did you feel? Just running around all day chasing people, right? That doesn't go away when you get older. That doesn't stop when you turn 18. If you keep running and keep exerting yourself at this high level of intensity, endorphins fire off. And then when you're done, when you've completed something that you started, especially when you didn't want to, man, all kinds of good dopamine gets released. Like, it gets dumped. Both of those things, the endorphins and the dopamine, it relieves stress, boosts your mood, and then on the long-term side of things, when you work out consistently, your brain, it releases neurotransmitters and actually starts forming brand new neural pathways that improve and stabilize your mood. And you sleep a little bit better, and your immune system functions better. Your immune system functions better. Additionally, a properly stressed body gets stronger through adaptation. So if you avoid stress, you don't get stronger. When you embrace and adapt to stress, you get stronger. Remember, strength is an attitude. So as I just mentioned, getting after it on the regular, it improves sleep quality, which also plays a very critical role in depression and anxiety, and that is when the body repairs itself. Mentally, physically, spiritually, sleep repairs the body. And then let's not forget all of the other fringe benefits, such as from exercise, increased self-esteem, sense of accomplishment, all of which are beneficial for people struggling with depression. So now what? You might be thinking, I'm going to give you guys a couple ideas here, but like, now what? You start. That's what. You are never going to know your limits until you push them. So what do? You go out there and you start getting after it. You start. If you need to go get checked out by a doctor, then by all means, go out and get checked out by a doctor. Don't push yourself, and don't be stupid. That's a quote from my buddy Dave Whitley out of the kettlebell community. Okay, you push yourself, but don't be stupid. So if you need to see a doctor, go see a doctor. But listen, high intensity can be, what's your level of high intensity? It can be anything. So I'm going to give you a few ideas based on your current level of fitness and conditioning. Okay, if you are way out of shape, like beyond out of shape, then just go take yourself out for a walk. 15 minutes. Step outside for 15 minutes, anywhere. Just start walking down the street for 15 minutes. At the end of set a timer. At the end of the 15 minutes, turn around and go home. However, here's the caveat. Here's the intensity piece of the puzzle. Can you get home faster than 15 minutes? Kind of a fun little challenge, right? Okay. Now, if you're not so out of shape, but you're out of shape, you're not like way out of shape, you're just a little out of shape, then go find some stairs and walk up them. And when you're done walking up them, walk back down them, and then walk up them again. And see how many times you can go up and down those stairs in 20 minutes. Anyone can find stairs anywhere. You don't need a gym for any of the stuff I'm going to give you. If you are in average shape, or decent shape, or good shape, or average, okay, go buy yourself a kettlebell. I get mine from On It right now. And then read the book Enter the Kettlebell by Pavel Tsatsouline. We mentioned him earlier, right? But read his book Enter the Kettlebell. He's going to give you all the fundamental techniques that you need to use that kettlebell correctly. He's going to teach you a Turkish get-up, swings, deadlifts. And then we get in the snatch and the press. If you can understand those fundamentals, man, this is one of the best ways you can possibly come up with, if you're in average shape, to get in a great shape and to push your limits. Now, if you're in good shape or even better, and you're still struggling with anxiety and depression, and I've been there, I want to make a couple suggestions, and this is based on personal experience. Take some time to look at and then call yourself out on some personal tough love, and honestly answer the following 4 questions I'm about to give to you, okay? Are you in great shape for real? Just because you think you are doesn't mean you are. How is your diet and your nutrition? If you are struggling from anxiety and depression, a lot of that can be triggered. You know, the gut manufactures more serotonin than the brain. Did you know that? So what are you putting in there? You get out of it what you put into it. So how is your diet and nutrition? What kind of recovery work do you do after exercise? Do you see a chiropractor on the regular? Trust me, a well-aligned body works better. Do you get massages with some level of frequency? Do you use sauna blanket? What kind of recovery work are you doing? And then last but not least, and maybe most importantly, do you have a breathing practice? Whether that's you go read up on some Mark Divine and do some box breathing work. You go check out my guy Wim Hof and you get into that style. You pick the breathing routine, right? But do you have one? And it's a breathing practice. Start there. Also, if you're looking for some like fun and challenging workout routines, if you just go troll richmansgym.com, I got a lot in there. There's some like stuff with weights, stuff without, stuff with kettlebells, stuff without, some body weight stuff. There's like lots of fun stuff you can do. There's some stair workouts in there for those of you that are trying to get in better shape. But there's a lot in there, so feel free to head over to richmansgym.com and just poke around. You'll find some cool, fun workouts. Lastly, as I wrap this sucker up today, thank you for listening and staying to the end. Have you personally, like me, struggled with anxiety and depression? And how has exercise helped you? Leave a comment below. Let's start a conversation. There should not be any shame attached to this, especially now. It's 2023 for crying out loud, okay? I would love to hear your story. In fact, leave a comment and who knows, maybe you could be a guest on the show. We can talk about how you got through it. Maybe we could connect ourselves and through that help other people. So leave a comment below. Maybe I can have you on as a guest. Don Corleone, I'm going to leave you now. What a silly Luca Brasi, terrible impression. Fun way to end up the podcast, though. So thank you again for listening and tuning in. Appreciate you staying to the end. Hope that was worth it. Drop a comment below, though. I do want to hear about it from you. Like, have you struggled with anxiety and depression? If you have and exercise has helped you get through it, please let me know. Quick reminder, subscribe, share, get this out in cyberspace so other folks can benefit from it too. Thank you again for listening. This is Rich Man's Gym, strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. Train anywhere, and I'll see you soon.